Does anybody else think it's a crazy world that we live in when Charlie Sheen is the biggest story in the news anymore? I mean, I like the guy. I have a lot of respect for Charlie Sheen, but he doesn't belong on the news. He's a comedian. Maybe it's a headline real quick, Charlie Sheen's show, canceled, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But this is the top story in America. This is why I hate American media. This is why I hate media conglomerates. Because they all act as a whole, yet they're distinct entities, and they make this the top story in news. Who cares what Charlie Sheen does in his personal time? If his employers do and they want to fire him, fine. Who cares about sitcoms and primetime TV ratings? Yeah, it's, I don't know, popular culture. It's important. It's cool. But it's not news. It's not the number one thing that we should be concerned with, in news, in politics, in, I guess, even importance. This is days now of Charlie Sheen this, Charlie Sheen that. Charlie Sheen destroyed jobs. I've heard it on a few different sources, and that number just keeps getting exaggerated about how many jobs Charlie Sheen destroyed. What, did he fucking delete primetime hours or something? Did Charlie Sheen somehow destroy from 8 to 9 o'clock Eastern, whatever time his show used to be on? He destroyed 2 hours, an hour, or half an hour of time? No. He got fired. And if his employers are canceling the show, whatever, and they're firing all the crew or whatever, then his employers are destroying jobs. But, I mean, I don't know much about the industry, but I'm sure they have other shows that they work on. I'm sure if they cancel his show, something is going to be on TV during that hour. Who's going to be filming that? Are they creating new jobs with the new show that's coming on? Are they going to transfer all the crew from Charlie Sheen's old show over to the new show? No jobs got destroyed here. I'm sick of everybody saying jobs this, jobs that. They're taking our jobs! I don't know how he said it, fucking South Park or whatever, but America worships jobs. Religion is money here. Maybe not to everybody, but you need money. You need a job to survive in America. If you don't have any money, you're not free. If you don't have a job or any way of making that money, you're not free. All this American dream is just an illusion. When you have a court-appointed defender trying to keep you out of prison, that's a for-profit industry, you're not free when you don't have any money. I mean, you can buy your way out of anything nowadays. Cash rules everything around me. Cream. I'm sick of the news and all these media conglomerates taking the focus away from where it should be, away from what the real problems in America are, and trying to make Charlie Sheen out to look like a junkie. Don't you have anything better to do with your time? Why are we still in 2 wars we can't afford? Why is inflation out of control? I could go on, the border. I don't even know where to start. There are so many fucking problems here, and Charlie Sheen is the biggest story in the news. They should at least tell the truth about that. Charlie Sheen is winning. You can't argue with that. He really is living the American dream. Cheers to you, Charlie. I appreciate your film career, and I think you're a good actor. I want to talk about technological unemployment, because it's here, it's coming, and it's not going away. For those of you who don't know what it is, technological unemployment is when a machine takes a job that used to be a person's job. I was walking downtown today, and I saw they have homeless people out there selling, it's called the Denver Voice, and I think it's just a little thing they can do on the side to make some money, pay for food or shelter. I don't know what they do. I don't think they make much money. But selling papers has become what the homeless people do for money. Where that used to be, I don't know if it was a full-time job, but that was at least a respectable job that kids, young men, or whatever could go be a paperboy. Extra, read all about it. 9/11 was an inside job. And boom, you had a job. But that job got replaced by a little quarter machine that you can put your change in, and it sells you the paper right on the side of the street. That's technology taking away our job. Bank tellers. There used to be a lot of bank tellers. There still are a lot of bank tellers in this country, in the world. But now we have ATMs that are taking away that job. And on top of that, I just saw on TV that you can take a picture on your phone of your paycheck and send it to, I think it's Chase, or I don't know what bank, but it automatically cashes your check just sending them a picture. You don't have to go into the bank. You don't even need an ATM. That's technology taking away jobs. You used to go to the grocery store and you would talk to a cashier. They would ring you up, be friendly, smile, blah, blah, blah. That was a job. And now you go to the grocery store and you go to the self-checkout lane and you talk to a machine and you ring yourself up. All these are examples of technological unemployment taking away jobs. Like, we have a huge problem with technology taking away jobs, if you want to be honest about it. I don't see that as a problem. I see that as good for humanity. I think we need to re-change our social structure so that we all don't need jobs to be free. But that's a different rant for a different place. I advocate the Zeitgeist Movement. I'll put a link in the description. If you want to go down that road, you can go down that road. But Charlie Sheen, quitting, getting fired, whatever, he's not taking away jobs. That's not bad for the economy. Like, maybe his bosses are laying off his old crew because the show's not there anymore. That's capitalism. I've talked about ending the Fed before, and some of the reasons against it that I've gotten were, well, the Fed employs people. That would be taking away jobs. Like, they're taking our jobs. Yeah, that would be taking away jobs, but it would be good for America at the same time. And like, we have, I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is, but a lot of people don't see reality clearly for what it is when they think that every job is a good job and we need to create as many jobs as we can. Like, I mean, in some senses, robbing houses is a job. Do you want everybody out robbing houses? That's kind of a far-fetched example because obviously that's a crime, but prison guards is a job. We could employ everybody in America that's unemployed right now as a prison guard if we get some more people to lock up. Like, nurses and doctors are a job. So if we get America healthy and eating healthy so that we don't need to go to the doctor as much anymore, we might have to lay off some of them. And yeah, it's bad when people lose their jobs, but it's better when our country isn't as sick as we used to be. Like, some of these jobs, it's bad things that create jobs, and I'm having trouble saying what I'm wanting to say here, but if we keep going the way we are, like, there's an incentive to some industries to have a lot of sick Americans because that creates jobs in their industry. That creates money for them. That's good for them. And I think a lot of industries rely on that. Like, when I was in college, I got an MIP because the police depend on underage drinking to fund themselves in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. And the judge ordered me to go to a court-appointed counseling, substance abuse bullshit thing. I don't know. It was expensive. It was my main beef with it, but it was long and a waste of time, too. And it was just some stupid lady talking to everyone there like we have a drinking problem or something. Like, we're the only country in the world that doesn't let kids drink. Like, not kids, but college kids. That's 20-some years old. Like, we need to grow up. I'm sick of my generation being treated like we're lazy, apathetic fools or some shit, when I've been babied my whole life. Like, up until I was 21 years old, you wouldn't even let me fucking drink a beer. You wanted to come around, violate our rights, come into fucking houses and break up parties to make sure no one had a beer in there. Like, that's a whole industry. In Mount Pleasant, Michigan, the police come and break up parties. I mean, some, I'm sure, need to get broken up, blah, 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 but can I look through your backpack, sir? This is not America anymore. Can I come in? Let me look through your fridge. Will you blow into this tube for no reason? No. Like, we fought a revolution against this shit back in the day. And somehow it came back again. I mean, it's all under the guise of this is good, this is, I don't want to say freedom because it's not, but it's some bullshit. That's what it is. Like, the #1 cash crop in America is illegal. It's a crime to grow marijuana, cannabis. If we really cared about job creation and farmers in our economy, we should grow that plant because it's a cash crop and there's a demand for it. And obviously a lot of that demand or the value of it, making it a cash crop, is artificial because it is outlawed, because there's a prohibition against it. But still, that's how we choose to spend our resources. Stopping people from growing the #1 cash crop in America. That's why our economy's all fucked up. Let's take it even further. The DEA flies around in helicopters, making sure no cannabis is growing out in the national park. And people make a living. People support themselves. That is an important job that our society values. And I can't even go take an acre and put a sustainable farm and a sustainable house on it. I can't even go live out there. Like, there's park rangers to come make sure no one's living on this land that I see as my God-given birthright. I can't afford land here in the city. It's all fucking overpriced. Like, I don't even want to get into this real estate bubble, but my generation had nothing to do with running our value up super high through fractional reserve banking. And, like, the money's not there. It's going to crash. In my opinion, since I don't even have land and all this, no retirement funds or anything, the sooner it crashes, the better. That's a whole different topic too, but I'm just saying, you could let the youth that don't have opportunity right now, can't find jobs, go start orchards out on an acre or two of public land, but instead we pay people to fly around in helicopters making sure they're not growing the #1 cash crop or living out there illegally. Like, our priorities are so out of whack. And Charlie Sheen's the #1 story on the news. What the fuck is wrong with this country? I'm going to do this one time. I'm not going to advertise products anymore, but Mickey's, if you want to get in hold of me, write me a check. I can be drinking a lot more of these and promoting your products. Oh my God, I just drank a beer and I'm still talking about politics. Oh my God, what a fucking junkie. Is his hair dirty? You think he bathed today? I'm sick of the news talking about Charlie Sheen and ending it with ridiculous phrases like he's obviously whacked out of his mind, blah, blah, blah. Drew Pinsky pretending to be a doctor and diagnosing patients he's never met over the television. That's what I think of him. Charlie Sheen is 10 times the American any of these media conglomerate talking heads ever will be, just for coming out using his name to say we need to question what really happened on 9/11. His message to President Obama: good work, Charlie Sheen. Winning. And that is why I respect the man, and I'm not going to let the news, the media, some of these radio stations like talk radio condemn him like he's cracked out of his mind. I mean, anyone can take any clips out of context, blah, blah, blah. He says some sarcastic shit. Honestly, I'll even admit he kind of sounds like Hunter Thompson now, but I don't care what he does with his life. I like the guy. Good work, Charlie. Keep it up. Don't die on us. I saw in one of his interviews he talked about he just needs to make some slight adjustments. He really does. Like, I would like to see him start producing his own shows and broadcast it on the internet or something. Sell ads right on that. Like, there's nothing stopping him from innovating around, I don't know, is he on ABC or NBC? I don't even know what channel his show's on. But I guarantee you that whoever runs that channel was involved with the 9/11 plot. And Charlie, you know that. Like, get the fuck out of there, man. Go make money on your own and show them that you're fucking crazy. Show them what winning really is. Like, I want the best for you, and I hope you do it. Kind of running over time here. I guess maybe there's not a time limit on my account though, so maybe I'll keep going here. This is just a rant video. I'm starting to enjoy YouTube. This is a real interesting concept that I can just talk to the whole world. I'm starting to enjoy my subscribers. You guys are awesome. I think I have 42 of them now. If you're just watching this and you're enjoying what I'm saying, subscribe. I'm trying to encourage people to communicate amongst one another all around the world. Inter-country, international dialogue about real topics, not some media conglomerate bullshit. I want to talk about false flag politics, where we just label people anti-Semites and shit like that. Like, instead of actually talking about the issues, we're just going to call names and blah, blah, blah. Set up straw man arguments we can just knock down. Like, no, I want to have real-world communication, and that's why I have my own YouTube channel. I like it. I'm excited about it. I hope you are too. Anti-war movement versus war movement. This is kind of off topic, but why do they call it the anti-war movement? Like, there's only two choices. Like, I'm the let's drop fucking depleted uranium on Baghdad and cities and shit where there's women and children. But some wars might be necessary. Like, anti-government protesters versus the government. Like, maybe I'm just for a small revolution or throwing these war criminals out of office. Like, I'm an anti-government anarchist. Like, the news oversimplifies so much shit. Corporate media conglomerates. Let's do away with this shit. Let's make real dialogue. Let's talk about the news ourselves. Let's put these YouTube channels to good use. Let's start writing our newspapers. Let's start changing politics in America. Let's start new dialogues about politics. Let's talk about real issues. Let's watch Charlie Sheen's comedy act for what it is, and then go talk about politics for what they are, and not call each other names. I'm sick of this. Let's get the bullshit out of America. Let's call 9/11 truth what it is. Buildings don't fall straight down symmetrically through the path of greatest resistance at free fall speed due to gravity alone. There was more energy in that explosion, pulverizing the concrete at the top of the building right when it started. How the fuck did that happen? Let's talk about that. That's what false flag politics are. Like, let's talk about the truth. The last thing I wrote down here was counterculture. Like, the counterculture anti-war movement back in the 70s, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck? The rest is normal culture, war culture? Like, there's not two choices. This is not right-left paradigms. This is not two fucking black and white answers, like multiple choice. Like, man, America, get fucking real. Charlie Sheen, cheers, my man. YouTube, have a good night. Peace.